Anyway, so we're on the subject of polling, and this is something that really needs to be discussed. We need to talk about this. Okay, so this is huge, right? This is like a really big thing. This is a really, really big thing. So Joseph Robinette Biden II has been consistently polling ahead of Donald Trump. And I'm not one to cite polls as if they're like, sacred gospel, right? But like, there is a poll done by CNN over the past couple days that had Biden up 16 points. Now, that's an outlier, right? But that's one hell of an outlier. Biden's average is 9.1 points, right? That shit is ridiculous. If I remember correctly, Hillary's average being ahead was about 4 points as of this time. But Biden is like, and this is like another thing that's interesting about this is there are a lot of these polls that are showing Biden gain points post-debate and then post-COVID diagnosis, right? So there are polls being done, right? And Trump's doing all these massive publicity stunts. He's going crazy on Twitter. He's tweeting 15 times a fucking second, right? And meanwhile, Biden's percentage in the polls is going up, up, up. Right now, it could just be like a massive conspiracy, right? All the Trumpers could be saying they're supporting Biden just to troll the mainstream, lamestream media. Anything like that is possible, right? Anything. But again, another important thing to understand here is this CNN poll has Biden at 57% at plus 16 points, right? 57%. Now, even if that doesn't happen, right? And let's go to this most recent poll. Let's go to the average. Biden is at 51%. That's a win. That's a win. You win. When you hit 51%, you've won. That's it. Like, you've won. Now, one of the biggest problems with Hillary Clinton was that she never hit that 50% threshold. Like, she was polling 4 points ahead of Trump, right? But she was at it was like 46 to 42 in the polls, right? And that undecided voter base swung the election. If Biden is consistently polling ahead of 50%, that's game, set, match, right? That is like, it's done. It's over. The election is done, right? Donald Trump is gone, right? Now, the problem here is I totally am convinced, and maybe I'm crazy, right? Maybe I'm buying the hype. Who knows, right? But I'm totally convinced that Donald Trump is going to do whatever he can to hang on to the presidency. I'm totally convinced he's going to try to do a legal coup circa 2000, right? That kind of stuff. I'm totally convinced. I'm totally convinced that there are going to be riots at poll stations from Donald Trump supporters like the Proud Boys and so forth. He told them himself to stand back and stand by. And if you saw, I covered this, you saw in their groups that they were talking about, yes, we're going to go to the polling stations. Trump's telling them to go to the polling stations. They're saying, we got you, Mr. President. We got you, sir. We will support you, sir. And now they're planning and organizing as of this very moment to go to the polling places that are probably the most likely to swing, right? This is their motto. This is their game. So this is the only way that they can win the election. The polls, right, when it comes to the actual Democratic part of the election, that's done. Right? Now, it's over. I say this with it's done. Like, Trump lost. He lost. Like, it's over. I don't really know how else to say it. Like, I don't think it's possible, given all of the dirt on Joe Biden, given all the videos of him sniffing young women's hair, given all the videos of him being the only white lifeguard in the projects, given all the videos of him, battling corn pop in the streets, right? I wish that were on video, but I don't think there's anything that could happen that would sink Biden's campaign at this point. I just don't. Like, all of his dirty laundry is on the table. Like, maybe if it turned out Biden, killed a few people and covered it up or something, that might swing the election. But I don't think anything else possibly could come out against Biden that would swing this election. It's done. It's over. Right? So Trump's only possibility at this point is to mobilize his goon squad and take this election by force. And we'll see if that happens. Personally, I think that that's likely. That's definitely not a 0% likelihood of happening. Would I say it's a 51% likelihood? Maybe not. But it's definitely possible. And we'll see how strong our institutions are. We already know that our institutions, as of this moment, in the Trump presidency 4 years in, they're not very strong. Our institutions are feeble. They're weak, right? So, would they bend enough to give us a second president that was unelected, that lost the electoral vote, that lost the popular vote, like in 2000? I don't know. They did it before. There have been no safeguards. There have been no constitutional amendments. There have been no fixes. The Democratic Party of the aughts and of the 2010s have failed. They're losers. Barack Obama was a failed presidency. So we have no safeguards. Nothing is more clear than it ever has been, that this election is not going to be about who wins the Democratic vote or who wins the electoral vote. This election is going to be about who can muster through as much brute force through our legal systems and our extra legal systems as possible. And Trump, like, are you going to see people go to riot for Biden? What? What? Maybe if it were Bernie, maybe, right? Maybe then we'd have like a reason to. But are you going to see people battle in the streets for Joe Biden? Hell no. You're not going to see that shit. Because as Trump said himself in the first debate, the radical left, they're gone. I might vote for Joe Biden, but I'm certainly as hell not going to take up arms against Joe Biden or for Joe Biden. But at the same time, who knows? This could be the official transition, right, from a somewhat not really representative democracy to an authoritarian fascist dictatorship. We might get there. Who knows? Anything is possible. And that's why the next couple of months of all of our collective lives are going to be so interesting. And I can't wait to cover it. But as of this moment, Biden wins. I'm calling it here, folks. Official prediction. Biden won. Trump gone. He's gone.